Johnny Fisher empties arenas with a single swing. The Romford Bull's right hand turns giants into GIFs, but one looping Dave Allen left hook planted him on the canvas, and insiders swear that bruising wake-up call could be the very spark that crowns boxing's next heavyweight king. Since turning pro in February 2021, Fisher has boxed barely 40 total minutes, yet scored 11 knockouts in 13 fights. In other words, the Romford Bull ends about faster than most boxers finish their ring walk. He sells more tickets than opponents throw punches, and his merch disappears online in under an hour. Still, one clean left hook from a wily veteran exposed that raw power alone won't crown a king. What Fisher did next, and what he's doing right now, makes his story a must-watch for every boxing fan. Romford isn't the glitzy side of London. It's Saturday morning markets, fish and chip steam in winter air, and the clatter of rugby boots on cracked pavement.
On the ropes, and nonetheless he got caught clean. Oh,
That's where Johnny Fisher, born 27th March 1999, spent weekends bulldozing defenders for local rugby sides before stepping into Dagger's ABC, a tight basement gym that smelled of old canvas and colder ambition. The teenager balanced a history degree at Exeter University with 4 white-knuckle amateur bouts, winning them all by stoppage. Lectures on medieval warfare by day, heavy bag blitzes by night. When exams ended, Fisher stayed on campus only long enough to deadlift double body weight and shovel down another mountain of pasta. His father, Big John Fisher, towered over ringside, booming laugh echoing off rafters, selling blocks of tickets to mates, cousins, and anyone within earshot. Within months, the Romford Bull wasn't just a nickname, it was a traveling fan club louder than a football terrace. Promoters noticed. By late 2020, Eddie Hearn slid a matchroom contract across the table. Signing felt inevitable, like gravity. Fisher's amateur resume was slim, critics said, but every pad session ended with Mark Tibbs icing his forearms because the punches left bruises through the mitts. Punching power like that, you learn on the job or not at all. The classroom moved from Exeter to Fight Night. Pro debut, 20th February 2021, Wembley Arena. Opponent, Matt Gordon, a seasoned journeyman who'd shared rings with bigger names. The bell rang. 39 seconds later, Gordon tasted the canvas from a chopping overhand right. Fisher's grin was as wide as the Wembley apron. Commentators mumbled, raw, but frightening. 10 weeks later in Manchester, he met Phil Williams, a veteran famous for lasting the distance. Fisher didn't consult the script. From round 1, he crowded Williams behind a sledgehammer jab, spiking right hands over a lazy guard. By the middle of round 3, Howard Foster stepped in. 2 fights, 2 stoppages, maybe 5 minutes of ring time total. August brought a backyard summer show at Matchroom HQ. Danny Whitaker wore resilience like body armor, but Fisher knocked that armor loose with rib-shaking right crosses. Whitaker kissed the floor twice in round 2, and referee Lee Every saved him from a third. The Romford Bull was 3-0, all inside the distance, and every YouTube clip ended the same way. Someone slumped against ropes, Fisher flexing at an ecstatic crowd. Yet beneath the knockouts, small lessons brewed. He felt first fight nerves. He breathed too hard between rounds. Tibbs drilled footwork the following Monday, telling him, power buys time, but skills buy titles. Fisher listened. Between 200-kilogram trap bar deadlifts, of course. October 2021, O2 Arena. Alvaro Terrero from Spain didn't fly in to lie down. He circled, jabbed, rolled Fisher's telegraphed bombs. Late in round 1, Johnny pinned him, detonated a left hook, and saw legs wobble like a faulty bar stool. But the veteran held on. Round 2 featured 3 knockdowns, each a bruise-colored bookmark in Fisher's highlight reel. Yet Terrero's survival instincts forced Johnny to vary speed, touch the body, think. Then came Gabriel Eninga, February 2022 at Alexandra Palace. Nut brown wood beams overhead, winter breath fogging in ringside lights. Early in round 1, a sharp right hand sliced Fisher's brow. Blood trickled. For the first time, he tasted his own hemoglobin and realized power can't cauterize a cut. Tibbs barked for composure. Fisher slowed, jabbed, ripped hooks downstairs. 6 rounds later, a 59-55 scorecard handed him victory. And more importantly, proof he could box past adrenaline.
And switching to the uppercut. Oh, good shot. That's a good right hand. The chopping down right hand caught him on the side of the head. High on there.
That cut changed camp culture. Conditioning coach Dan Lawrence introduced red zone rounds, 6-minute spars at cruiserweight pace, heart rate monitors screaming on Fisher's chest. If the Bull was going to storm elite barns someday, he needed stamina to match horns. Summer 2022, Sheffield. McCall Reisinger crossed the ring looking confident until a thunderbolt right hand detonated on his temple in round 2. He rose, wobbled, and the referee waved goodbye. Social media GIFs looped the knockout under captions like, "Human sledgehammer." 3 months later, Dominic Musil entered Nottingham Arena wearing brave eyes behind a high guard. They didn't protect him for long. Mid-round 1, Fisher clipped him high on the head. Musil hit the deck, stood, and was flattened again. Marcus McDonnell spared the Czech a third visit to the floor. If Reisinger showcased raw power, Alonso Damiani, early 2023, displayed Fisher's new patience. Johnny jab feinted, stepped left, drilled the ribs, stepped right, repeated until Damiani's breathing sounded like a punctured accordion. In round 4, Tibbs whispered, "Go break him," and Fisher obliged. Right cross, left hook, right cross, referee stoppage. No reckless windmills this time, only systematic demolition. Behind closed gym doors, upgrades continued. Strength blocks swapped heavy squats for plyometric jump series. The aim, add speed without losing mass. Sparring partners became cruiserweights with quick feet, forcing Fisher to cut angles rather than march straight. Analysts noticed his right hand shortened by 2 inches of travel, a difference invisible to casual eyes but lethal at mid-range. The British Boxing Board of Control's Southern Area title isn't made of gold. It's plated tin and tradition.
Fianello task, working with Daniel Dubois. They just hang up another early night here, Matt. Intent here, shorts, he's got the low cut.
Skies a little bit more, he's a bit too.
Williams as a method of the Exeter Chiefs, but boxing was always in the fights as an amateur, as a senior.
But on a humid July evening at York Hall, the belt meant everything. Opponent, Harry Armstrong, a granite-chinned Londoner unbeaten inside distance. Fisher charged, dropped him within 2 minutes, but experience kept Armstrong vertical. For 6 rounds they traded leather, sweat spraying under chandelier light. Round 7, Fisher exploded with a right cross that ripped a cut over Armstrong's left eye so deep it gleamed white like fresh paper. Crowd went silent as blood pooled. Armstrong's corner waved the towel before the ringside doctor could. Fisher roared, belt raised, grin splitting the cut on his own brow from an earlier clash of heads. That night, merchandise tables outside York Hall sold Romford Bull hoodies faster than bartenders could pull pints. The Bull wasn't just charging forward, he now wore hardware. 2 weeks later, he flew to Las Vegas for a matchroom show in the Chelsea Ballroom, an odd neon marriage of cocktails and uppercuts. Ukraine's Dmitro Bezus lasted 1 furious minute. Vegas gamblers barely settled their bets before collecting. The American audience murmured the same question British fans once did. Can this kid box past the first round if he ever needs to? Answer arrived by way of 2 veterans. First, Alan Babic, the savage, Croatian brawler with Tasmanian devil footwork. Their meeting lasted 36 seconds. Fisher ambushed him with a 7-punch blur. Babic collapsed like a felled tree, and Twitter coronations began. But promoter Eddie Hearn cautioned, knockouts are fireworks, titles are marathons. Next came Dave Allen, the people's champion from Doncaster, an iron-bearded spoiler who'd shared rings with Ortiz and Price. December 2024, Riyadh's Kingdom Arena glittered with oil-rich spotlights. Fisher started sharp, jabbing high, banging to the body. Allen waited like a pothole on a dark road, harmless until you hit it.
Space, but Fisher shrugs him off and throws another right hand.
Jordy, just mind you, he's there.
Round 5, Allen dipped, flung a looping left hook behind Fisher's ear. Bang. For the first time, Johnny's legs betrayed him. Canvas kissed his glove. Romford fans gasped over live streams. Bookmakers recalculated odds mid-round. Fisher rose at 6, eyes clear, but pride dented. Rounds 6 through 10 wrote a different script. Fisher disciplined himself. Double jab, hold center, short right uppercuts inside Allen's earmuff guard. The final bell found both men bleeding but upright. Judges split 95-94, 95-94, 93-96. Fisher escaped with his 0, booed by part of the crowd, praised by others for grit. Hearn admitted he'd have accepted a draw. For critics, the halo dimmed. For coaches, the moment shone like a teaching gem. That knockdown proved Fisher's chin and cardio, but also screamed for defensive adjustments. Back in Essex, dawn starts at 5 a.m. Fisher sprints the steep rise outside Havering Country Park. 20-second bursts, 60-second walks, 8 repeats. He calls it charging the hill. Breakfast, 5 eggs, porridge, honey, blueberries, black coffee. Sparring rotates through cruiserweights Jay Apataya, Isaac Chamberlain, even an occasional southpaw to mimic possible future foes. Mark Tibbs yells hands up. So often locals swear they hear it echo after gym doors close. Performance director Dan Lawrence strapped Fisher to VO2 masks last camp. Results: body fat dropped from 15% to 11%. Punch output in round 10 increased by 12% compared to pre-Allen data. They drill red zone breathing, exhale on impact, micro-inhale during slideback, so that adrenaline spikes don't gas him. Nutritionist Lee Correct keeps daily macros taped to the fridge. 4,000 calories, 2 grams of protein per kilo, carbs front-loaded, fats back-loaded for hormone recovery.
23-year-old who's the right hand in the early stage, entering the trajectory with the...
Johnny Fisher doing the right thing, overhand right from right to the edge.
Fisher jokes his biggest rival is the kitchen scale, but the speed gains are no joke. Sparring partners feel sharper jabs snapping their heads before they see shoulders twitch. Mindset coach Sam Decker introduced 3-minute ice bath meditations. The idea: master discomfort so that taking a flush uppercut feels familiar, not frightening. Johnny lasts 11 minutes at 5 degrees Celsius, emerging pink-skinned and grinning. Makes the 6th round feel like a sauna. He laughs. Right now, Fisher stands unbeaten at 13-0, 11 KOs, and the rematch that lingers like storm clouds is Dave Allen 2, penciled for late spring in London if negotiations land. Win convincingly, and the path clears to domestic kingmakers. Fabio Wardley holds the British belt, David Adelai snarls from press rows, Solomon Dakers circles with Olympian pedigree. Beyond the channel, bigger predators stalk. American prodigy Jared Big Baby Anderson, 240 pounds of southpaw spite. Headlines: top-rank bills. In Canada, Arslan Bek Makhmudov rattles spines with sledgehammer hooks. Fisher's management projects a 12-month timetable. Secure British title, add fringe world top 15 name, then gamble on a world-ranked eliminator by late 2026. But timelines bend. One slipped counter in sparring can tear an orbital. One sponsor deal can bankroll extra recovery tech. Fisher's team installed Whoop straps, cryo chambers, and sleep monitoring apps. He calls it nerd stuff, yet he checks data before checking Instagram each morning. The Bull is learning to think like a chess player, because modern heavyweights aren't just punchers. They're corporations with heartbeat analytics.
The knockout is what people want, and a knockout is what instinctively I always will go for, and I think that's why people keep turning up to watch.
Critics still question head movement. He answers by drilling 3-minute slip rope rounds, 240 slips per round, until neck cramps. Others question stamina. He points to his 10-round rally after the Allen knockdown. Some ask about amateur inexperience. He counters, experience is minutes under fire. I'm building minutes every camp. And the fans? They keep multiplying. A single Instagram post of his mother's Sunday roast pulls 40,000 likes. TikTok edits of the Babbitt knockout average 3 million views in 48 hours. The cult of the Bull is now global. Yet if boxing teaches anything, it's that noise fades when the first bell rings. Fisher knows the matador who ends a bull's charge usually wields timing, not brute strength. Can Johnny Fisher sharpen timing before he meets a matador with world-level accuracy? That question hangs over every pad session. One looping left hook in Riyadh proved that even the Romford Bull can bleed. But that same blow might be his greatest gift, a scar that reminded him power needs polish. He patched defense, trimmed weight, lengthened rounds, and the next time he's cracked, he plans to answer with smarter feet and nastier counters. So here's the riddle. When a bull learns to think like a matador, Who controls the ring? If Johnny Fisher perfects brains to match brawn, can any heavyweight in Britain, maybe the world, keep him penned? Drop your pick in the comments and stay tuned. The next stampede could start any night the lights go up.